Y'all, Jack Harlow is getting flamed online. This man just came out with a new album called Monica. He switched his hip hop sound to this neo soul type sound, R&B feel, and the album was so ass. They tearing his ass up online. It's been nothing but jokes since the album dropped. And this dude went and did an interview saying that he feel he got blacker in the making of this album. Oh no, 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 baby. They are tearing his ass up.
John saying you didn't retreat into a whiter genre. In fact, you arguably went into deeper into
I got blacker.
Black music.
Yeah.
deeper into blackness.
Yeah.
So was that conscious? Was that a little twist on the typical move that white rappers make, which is to retreat back into traditionally white sounds?
It certainly made what I already wanted to do even more appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Because you like pushing that boundary, that line?
I think I love black music. I love the sound of black
Who
music.
among us?
Yeah, I
It's
love the sound of black music.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm hyper aware of the politics of today, that safer landing spot that a lot of my white contemporaries have found. And of course, it appealed to me to do something that I felt like at a time when there's plenty of people expecting me to take some of the routes y'all are taking.
Yep.
To take the route that not only might not be expected, but is also the one I genuinely want to take. So all the stars aligned in that way for me, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like what you're talking about, I was like, I guess you're right. I knew that there were multiple things appealing about this route, but I also came to the decision, I'm proud to say, off of what feels good in my ear. I love R&B music. I love the sound of soft, intimate, melodic music. So I want to be understood. I want to write melodies that invite people to sing.
I'm a neo soul junkie. I love the Jill Scotts of the world, the Erykah Badu's, whatever you want to call that genre. That ain't it, bro.
Yeah, that's
that ain't it. It just
a couple of songs I heard I didn't love.
Let me tell you something. I like Jack Harlow. I've met Jack Harlow. We've interviewed Jack Harlow. Jack is a nice guy. But I told y'all on Friday that this album made him whiter. And saying the music made you blacker is exactly why I said this album made him whiter.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because that's something only you got to be really white to say that this music made you blacker.
And I know there are some people that are like, well, at least he, as a white artist, even if he's joking, he admitted but he's made songs about his privilege.
He's very sarcastic when he talks.
You know what I mean? Like he knows what he's doing a little bit.
So.
But what I didn't appreciate, and I watched the full conversation, and I like his music, but what I didn't appreciate was I just feel like I feel like me as a person that gets on the outlet every day, certain things and certain races and all that, it's certain things you got to tiptoe around or like you can't say, or you just know that there's going to be some backlash about. I felt like he was a little bit too free. Like he's around a bit too much. He's a little bit too comfortable to say some of the things. Like he should have felt a little bit more cringe. It was cringe to watch. It was.
It was sarcasm and it was funny, but sometimes you swing and you miss with sarcasm. Yeah. I do it all the time. Okay, I mean, you know what I mean.
But he's very sarcastic. He has a lot of sarcasm when you see the interviews that he's done on the Breakfast Club, or you see him on the red carpets. He's very sarcastic when it comes to this stuff. So with him, you got to take things with a grain of salt.
But once again, as I said, that album made him whiter.
Grain of salt to white.
That album made him whiter. Okay, and saying that the music made you black is exactly why it made you whiter. And I don't like that whole conversation about black people can't switch genres.
Yeah,
we do it all the time.
I don't
the music
like it.
just has to be dope.
Yeah.
If it's dope, you will get accepted. Nobody when Kanye did 808 and Heartbreaks, it was dope. Okay, when Andre 3000 was singing more than rapping, and he did what he did on The Love Below, it was dope. Jack's stuff ain't that. The new Monica joint ain't just that. It's not that dope.
Yeah.
As a black man in this world, I've seen white celebrities play in our faces for quite some time. But nothing has moved me in such a negative way as much as Jack Harlow naming his album Monica. Now, first of all, I want to say I don't even really dislike Jack Harlow. As much as I don't usually love white rappers, I don't have this negative immediate disdain for them automatically. And I think that he did it in a way that he was so much more Drake adjacent than like trying to be street, trying to be something that he wasn't. I think he was just somebody that liked to rap. Especially in earlier Jack Harlow shit, he was just really a rapper. And then when he had to kind of become more popular and find that style, then he kind of, leaned towards, that more modern rap style and seeming and having more swag, which I can't really be too mad at. I always will have beef with him for ruining Churchill Downs with the bar. My granddad would have a heart attack if I pulled 100 grand out, so I'm not gonna pull 100 grand out. Okay, but he just dropped a new album. It ended up being an R&B album, and he named the album Monica. And if you don't know, Monica sounds a whole lot like my nigga. Now, maybe Monica is his mom, his sister, someone close to him. No! He had no reason to name the album that. Two dudes like, yo, so why'd you name it Monica? Is that someone close to you? It's like, I just like the name. You're not slick, bro. You're not slick. In the same week of press where you say, yeah, I got blacker. My music got blacker. What? How do you get blacker? You're white. You're white. And he framed it as all my white contemporaries doing rap music and hip hop and rapping, lean to country and all that stuff. Nah, I got blacker. Whoa! The same time you named the album Monica. You're not slick, bro. You're not. That shit is ooh wee. I like some of the Jack Harlow songs. I really do, but you're not slick, champ.
And invitations to the cookout have been suspended indefinitely. Jack Harlow recently said,
I got blacker.
Black music.
I got blacker.
the first comment says, if everybody wants to be black, who gonna be the white people? Because Jack Harlow went down to the beauty supply store and picked up a 1996 Neo, had the 2005 B2K glasses, and dropped an album called Monica. Now, some people are saying in the clip I just played, he was admiring black culture and art, and that he just wanted to make an R&B album. But I do understand why people are skeptical, though, and are talking about cultural appropriation, because it does seem like there are white artists who go through a blackness phase. You remember Blackiana Grande?
I'm like, bitch, that's my cookie, that's my juice, okay? Carry on. Thank you, next.
Miley Cyrus notoriously had a black phase, and then she went right on back to country. So the reason people are saying it's a black phase is because they'll come out, do hip hop, and then they'll drop that little black scent that they have and go back to whatever genre of music they were doing before, country, pop, whatever. So it can definitely feel like they were just trying on or auditioning blackness, if you will. But ultimately, as an artist, I do think it's more than okay to experiment with genres, but saying my music got blacker, of course, everyone's going to come online to get their jokes off. But yeah, somebody will have to tell me if this album is good. I'm not gonna hold you. I really do enjoy neo soul music. And that reminds me, whoever called Jack Harlow Neo Snowchild, you're hilarious. You need a comedy special, and you need one now. So let me know when y'all start playing the album. I might give it a little stream. I'm curious as to whether the music is good or not. So I think by that metric, I guess the promo did its job. Next case.
That is all, folks. So thank y'all so much for watching, for vibing with me, for rocking with the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video on your way out, and also comment down below. Until next time.